If you ever hear someone typing in an empty archive room, leave. Don't check. Don't look. I made that mistake, and I'm still hearing the keyboard at night.
My name is Alex, and last year I took a night shift job as an archivist for the county. I thought it would be easy money. A quiet building, rows of dusty shelves, nothing but paper, microfilm, and silence. But the building wasn't empty, not at night, not when the lights flickered and the basement door clicked by itself, and especially not when someone kept typing on a keyboard in the abandoned records room. Before I tell you the rest, if you love horror stories like this, hit that like button and subscribe. It tells me to keep making these long, creepy narrations. All right, let me take you back to my first night. The archive building was over 100 years old, and it looked like it. The brick walls were cracked, the air smelled like old books and bleach, and the fluorescent lights hummed just loud enough to annoy you. The county claimed they digitized everything, but in reality, they hadn't even finished the B section. My job was simple. Scan files, sort boxes, update a spreadsheet, and lock up by 2 a.m. Easy.
The supervisor, Mr. Rudd, was a thin man with a forced smile. He didn't blink much, like he was always focusing on something behind you. He walked me through the building, talking fast. "This area's off limits," he said, passing a door labeled "Restricted Archives, no entry without authorization." "There's old files in there, outdated. You won't need to go inside." I asked what was in it. He froze for a second. "Just discontinued cases. Don't worry about it." Then he smiled again, too quickly, and continued the tour. That should have been my first warning. By midnight, I was alone. The building felt bigger in the dark, like the hallways stretched longer than they did during the day. At 12:17 a.m., I heard it, typing, a steady rhythm like someone writing paragraphs at full speed. Click, 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 click. Stop. Click, 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 click. I followed the sound down the hallway to the records room C, a place I hadn't been in yet. The door was half open. I nudged it fully and slowly peered inside. No one. The room was cold, dark, except for the faint street light through the high window. I stepped in and saw something strange. An old, dust-covered computer still plugged in, and the keyboard was vibrating slightly like someone had just pulled their hands away. Then, on the monitor, a sentence appeared, one letter at a time. "Don't look for me." I jerked back. My heart was pounding so hard I could feel it in my teeth. I shut the monitor off, grabbed my phone, and took a few steps toward the hallway. I told myself it was a glitch, old hardware, random keystrokes. But then the keyboard clacked once, loud, like a single deliberate press. I left the room. Fast. For the next week, nothing else happened. Until Friday night. I was filing old property transfer documents when I heard a soft tapping down the hall. Not typing this time, tapping. Rhythmic. Purposeful. It was coming from the restricted archives door, the one Mr. Rudd said to avoid. Tap, 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 tap. I walked toward it, every step echoing. When I reached the door, the tapping stopped, and something slid under the door. A single sheet of yellowed paper. I picked it up,
On it was a list of names, dozens of them. None crossed out, but at the bottom, written in darker ink, Alex Warren, pending. My full name. I hadn't told anyone my last name at work yet, not even HR. I was still filling out paperwork. I dropped the paper like it burned. Then the door handle turned, slowly, quietly, like someone was trying not to let me hear. I backed away, my legs numb. When I was halfway down the hall, the handle stopped turning, and the tapping started again. This time, faster, urgent. The next night, I confronted Mr. Rudd. I told him about the computer typing on its own, the list with my name, the tapping. He didn't react the way I expected. He didn't laugh. He didn't look confused. He didn't call me crazy. He just sighed and rubbed his forehead. You should never work past midnight in this building, he said quietly. The restricted archive, things in there don't stay put. I blinked. What does that mean? He avoided my eyes. Some files don't like being forgotten. Some cases were closed for a reason. The county sealed that room because... He stopped. His eyes widened slightly, like something behind me had moved. I turned. Nothing was there. When I faced him again, he snapped. Alex, just follow the rules. Don't open that door. Don't answer anything you hear. And whatever you do, don't let it know you've seen your name on the list. My stomach dropped. How did you know about... But he was already walking away. 2 nights later, a storm knocked out the power. Only backup lights were on, dim, flickering, barely lighting the hallways. I was packing up early when I heard it again, typing, rapid, aggressive. I followed the sound reluctantly, gripping my phone flashlight like a weapon. It led me not to Records Room C, but to the restricted archives door. The typing was coming from the other side. My phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. Don't open it. Before I could react, another message popped up. Not yet. I stumbled back, dropping my flashlight. And then, the door unlocked. I heard the click. Slowly, the door eased open, just a crack. Cold air slipping through like a breath. The typing stopped. In its place, a voice whispered from the dark. Alex, you're late. My heart froze. I didn't recognize the voice, but it sounded human, calm, patient, waiting for me. Then fingers, I swear they were fingers, slid out from the darkness beneath the door, pale and thin, searching for the paper I dropped earlier. I ran. I didn't look back. I sprinted to the exit, but the front door wouldn't open. No matter how hard I shoved it, it wouldn't budge. Behind me, footsteps echoed down the hallway, slow, deliberate, barely touching the ground. I ducked into Records Room B and slammed the door. My phone buzzed again, a final message. If you can read this, it's already in the room with you. The lights flickered. Something exhaled behind me. Not close. Right against my neck. I turned slowly, and the room was empty. But the computer monitor flashed on by itself. Words appeared. Your file is open. Do you want to finish it? I bolted from the room, adrenaline overriding everything. When I hit the front door again, it opened easily this time. I didn't stop running until I reached my car. I quit the job the next day. Mr. Rudd didn't act surprised. He just said, "You lasted longer than most." I still get texts from that unknown number. Sometimes a single word, sometimes my name, and once a message that chilled me to the bone. File updated. Status active. I haven't gone back, but sometimes at night, when the house is quiet, I hear typing somewhere in a room that shouldn't have a computer. And I know the archive isn't done with me.
If you made it to the end, comment, "The file is still open," so I know you're one of the brave ones. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another long horror narration. I've got more stories coming soon, some even darker than this one. Sleep well, if you can.